Hey, what's up, guys? This is your RacePace coach, and today we will go over 3 reasons why coaches don't do race pace training. So the first reason is um, confusion. Uh, Going when I first started race pace, it was really confusing on how to start race pace and how to continue race pace throughout the training session, throughout the year, or throughout several months or weeks. So the first thing is target time. Target time. Okay. Um, it was confusing how to get your target time, and when we, because at the beginning they have you divide your time by, say, if you're summing 100 divided by four 425s in a 100. So you divide your target time by four and divide your time by four, and that's how you get your target time. So that was kind of confusing at the beginning. And um, when getting your target time, the way that they teach in USRPT, um, it's harder for the swimmer to hold that target time. So it took me several, I would say a whole year through trial and error to figure out the best target time for the swimmers to go after. Um, so I did start off with 25s when I started USRPT, and then I switched to 50s instead for 50, 100, 200, and up race paces. So I stuck with 50s and I stopped doing 25s. And then figuring out the 50s target time, I kind of was dividing the swimmer's time by two, which was kind of a bit too hard for them. So that's when started to use the second 50 split as their target time. The next thing that's confusing is the interval. Getting your intervals. It's different for each. It's different for each race pace. Um, for what I do with the hundreds and the 200s is I plus 20 seconds to the target time. And then for the 50s, I make it on 4 minutes. However, when we were doing 25s, it was like plus 15 seconds. And then, you know, um, and then if you had like a weird number where it's 27 target time and you plus 15, and what do you get? Like 12, 1, 42. You 42, you would have to like round up or round down, and this is what makes the target time, interval, getting the interval confusing for most coaches and swimmers too. The swimmers will be confused at the most of the time getting their intervals and target time. So what I do is I have a spreadsheet to show it lists the target times in one column, and then it lists the intervals matching that target time in another column to make things easier for them. The next thing is types of race pace workouts. So um, in the USRPT documentation, they don't really tell you like how to like write workouts, or they just give you like a, a, a table, and then the table tells you, oh, this is how many 50s or 25s you should do for 100 race pace, or 200 race, or a 500 race. So the chart was kind of confusing at the beginning, and um, it kind of did tell you how much 25s or 50s to do with each race pace, but they didn't really have like a good workout um, showing what to do. Uh, yeah, and then um, the rest in between each workout. So I started to have my swimmers rest 5 minutes at the beginning, my first year of doing race pace. Now I do 10 minutes for every 100, 200, and up workout. 5 minutes I do rest only after a 50 race pace workout. So it's kind of confusing. So what this channel is trying to do is make things easier for you to figure out how to to just get your target time interval, and then set your workouts, and then how many minutes you should be resting after each event, just to cut the confusion. Yeah, because I think this is my fifth to sixth year doing race pace training. I changed it around, so changed. I didn't really. I kind of followed USRPT, but not really. That's why I don't call it USRPT. I just call it race pace training, or race pace swimming. And then the second thing is, why coaches don't do race paces. They're traditional people, traditional coaches, and or they and then they do max yardage training. So uh, when I first started coaching, I did max yardage training. The reason why I did max yardage or traditional training is what I learned from my previous coaches when I was swimming under them. We would do like 5,000 to 10,000 every day per workout. So 2 a days, we get in between 10,000 to 20,000, which is kind of crazy, because I think that doing right currently, I think that doing like 5,000 to 10,000 a practice will only prepare us for like the mile races, or not really prepare us for like the 200 events at the swim meets, or even on the 100 events at swim meets in a 2 hour training period or workout period. Um, yeah, so this is another reason, because they always think that most coaches, I believe, think that max yardage is the best way to give your swimmers the hardest workout, you know. But I believe in quality over quantity now. And then looking back, yeah, I I wish I started race pace training early on instead of like 5 years ago. I wish I started it like when I started coaching, because I've seen my swimmers get um, faster and better results versus max yardage in a shorter period of time. Okay. And then the third thing is fear. Again, at the beginning, I was kind of skeptical, and I was afraid to do max yardage, because I thought, I mean, I was afraid to do race pace training because I was so I was conditioned to do the traditional training and the max yardage. Um, I was afraid that the swimmers would get poor results. I was afraid that the swimmers would waste their time doing the race pace workouts. And but I just stuck with it. I tried it for a year. I tried it for a year, one whole year, with just doing 25s for 100, 200 races. The swimmers did pretty well. They were dropping time. They showed faster results than swimmers that were doing max yardage, getting better and faster results doing max yardage training. But um, the negative things were like their endurance, well, their race pace endurance. Their race pace endurance would I could kind of see them like slow down towards the end of a 200 race pace, or even a 500 race pace. So that really kind of made me rethink about the 25s. And then after the first year of doing 25s race pace, I started to switch over to 50s 50 race is like 25 50s for 200 race pace, and then 12 50s for 100 race pace. Because before I was doing 50 25s for a 200 race pace, and then 25 times 25 for 100 race pace. Um, so the reason why I stopped doing that is because not only the race pace endurance, but like the turns. Yeah, the turns really kind of, they weren't really working on the turns doing 25s. So, and since I switched to doing 50s, the swimmers got a lot faster, you know. Even the results that they were getting was faster than doing 25s, and it was faster than doing max yardage. So so I stuck with 25 the 50s for like the next 4 years, and then the swimmers results got a lot faster. They were making their sectional times, they're making their futures, and then they even, I have like two, that one swimmer is close to winter juniors, and then another swimmer got her winter juniors in the 100 fly. I have a boy swimmer who got is close to his winter juniors in his 200 breast, and he's like less than half a second away from getting winter juniors. And yeah, um, so there's nothing to be afraid about when starting race pace training. I like it. Um, there's more technique correction versus worrying about the swimmers' times that they're doing at meets. I mean, at practices, because the times is, I leave it up to them to worry about their times. Okay, so if you have any other questions or stuff, just leave it in a comment in the description below. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you uh, please subscribe, and then ring the bell for future videos and notifications. And then you can check out my book. It is called Amazon Kindle Secrets to Race. It's on Amazon Kindle. It's the ebook Secrets to Race Pace Swimming. Okay, and yeah, again, if you have any comments or questions, just leave it in the comments below, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, thank you. See you later.